All right. I have been sick the last week, so I apologize for not uploading and keeping up with the series like I promised, but I'm feeling better now. However, I do have Jujutsu Kaisen Season 3, Episode 2, titled One More Time. Actually, no, this one's not titled One More Time. Actually, yes, it is titled One More Time. So let's get right into what I thought about this episode. So we start off with a brief shot of Sukuna, who just seems unimpressed. I feel like Sukuna is just like that too cool for school, aura farming type of villain. That's just how he is. We're right back where we left off with Naoya. I told you I'd get that pronunciation correct. Versus Choso. It's been a really good fight so far. Naoya is absolutely speed blitzing Choso, and Choso is just eating these punches. You kind of have to feel bad for Choso. He's just getting rocked with punch after punch from Naoya. Choso uses his ability Flowing Red Scale to focus blood to his external eye muscles to track Naoya better, which I thought was absolutely awesome. I don't think I can remember a specific time in anime where I've seen that ability used. Like, the closest I could think of was like the Sharingan from Naruto, but I don't think I don't think the Sharingan uses blood to focus. It's, you know what I'm saying? Like, but that's what it reminded me of. However, Naoya instantly figures this out and is like, okay, I see what you're doing, right? He seems pretty quick on his feet in battle. Makes sense, him being aiming for, to secure his spot as the head of the Zenin clan. We got some interesting dialogue about brothers in this episode. We have Choso, who absolutely adores and loves his brothers, and he uses that as a source of strength for him. And then you have Naoya, who is disgusted by his brothers, disgusted by his family. He is the epitome of just hubris and arrogance, and kind of one of those he only believes in his own strength and nobody else type of characters. Choso is unable to die from blood loss, we learn, until his cursed energy runs out, which effectively negates Naoya's initial plan to have him bleed out after striking him with his sword. I did not realize that Choso or the other death paintings were unable to die from blood loss unless their cursed energy runs out. So that's kind of a very unique trait that they have. Naoya's ability, just like the old man Zenin, who I can't remember his full name, but his ability traces his opponent's future motions at 24 frames per second. I forgot that it traced future movements of their opponents. I thought it was just an ability that allowed you to move faster, which it does, but he can also basically know what his opponent's going to do before he does it. But Choso does actually end up getting the upper hand against Naoya. I love Choso as a character, man. I really do. He floats in between like this side character / like main character, like C, like 1C type of character, but they make him so interesting you can't help but root for him. But yeah, with Choso's victory in sight, Yuta casually just walks up and punches Choso while asking him to report Yuji's death to the top brass, and in exchange, he will heal Naoya using reverse curse technique. As soon as he got right down to, hey, make sure you report Yuji's death to the higher ups, I kind of started to piece together what was going on, right? Because if you've seen the movie that Yuta is in, like, we know he's supposed to be on Jujutsu High's side. So, if you haven't seen it, maybe it was a bit confusing why Yuta was trying to execute Yuji. But we get answers in this episode, which is that Gojo had an insurance plan all along. Because it's so interesting with his character being the strongest, yet, and we see in a flashback, he tells Yuta, hey, if anything is to happen to me, I need you to protect the first years and second years, particularly Itadori Yuji. And of course, Yuta's like, what would ever happen to you? But Gojo's like, just in case. What a difference in the mindset between the strongest when it comes to Gojo and what seems to be the strongest of the Zenin clans so far, other than Toji and maybe the old man Zenin, Naoya, right? Gojo actually had a contingency plan just in case something happens to him. I think Naoya simply doesn't believe he'll lose. Okay. We also got a flashback of what seemed to maybe be Yuji Itadori's father. I wonder if that'll come into play in future episodes. I'm sure it will. There was saying, "Hey, don't say such like weird, crass things in front of a baby. They remember more than you know." I guess it's true because Itadori's having a flashback of that memory. And yeah, I just love how Gojo actually did have a contingency plan, which was Yuta. Because without Gojo being there, Yuji's no longer under his protection. Right? Initially, Yuji was supposed to be executed. They wanted to execute him. Gojo's the only reason that he's been staying alive. Essentially. Okay? So, So, Yuta used reverse curse technique on Itadori the exact moment his heart stopped to heal him. So Yuta's pretty proficient with reverse curse technique. He had to time that just right. And so that is how Itadori is not dead. He did die, but I guess was instantly healed as soon as he died. Okay? Anime logic. Now, we also see a moment of Itadori's grief and regret over how many people Sukuna killed while possessing Yuji. And he feels responsible even though it wasn't him, it was Sukuna. But I believe he has all of the memories that Sukuna of what Sukuna did while taking over his body. I mean, I can't imagine. That would be traumatizing. Imagine someone possessing your body and committing the most heinous acts you've ever seen with just a huge body count, and then they unpossess or you regain control of your body eventually, but you have all of the memories of what just occurred. Crazy, man. And then we do get a nice moment between Megumi and Yuji. Megumi was asking for Yuji's help to save his sister, I believe it's Sumaki, who has been pulled into the death game, the culling game. And this anime just always has great facial expressions. I forget who it was in this episode that just had a really funny expression, but I love how this anime can go so dark and then have a silly moment, and they both work, right? We do see Maki, and it is explained that, of course, Maki cheated death in a previous battle just due to her pure physical strength. It had nothing to do with like cursed technique or cursed energy. She's just built different. That was their way of saying Maki's just built different. She should have died, but she didn't, because of course she didn't. No reverse curse technique there for Maki. And then we see the team putting together a plan to get around Tengen's barrier. They would like to seek out the, I guess, wisdom and knowledge of Tengen. Who I forget, he plays a pivotal role in this show. I kind of forget exactly if he's like an entity, like a godlike entity or something like that. I just know he's uber important. I did die at Choso's reaction to hearing Yuji call him his older brother. Choso is just, he loves his brothers, man. What can you say? And then they do find where Tengen resides, and eventually he does reveal himself. So within the same episode that they're like, hey, we need to go find Tengen, they find Tengen. They're kind of moving the plot forward pretty quickly, but I don't mind it. And then, side note. I loved this episode. Thought it was a great episode with great combat. Again, really fluid and nice to look at animation. Great facial reactions. Great dialogue. I love seeing the darker side of Jujutsu Kaisen with Yuji's grief over what his physical body did, but it wasn't him. And then just the silly moments like Choso reacting to Yuji calling him his older brother. However, I just don't love this ending theme, okay? The art is nice, but I just don't feel like it vibes. It just doesn't vibe, okay? The IMDb rating, when I looked it up, was like an 8.9 out of 10. Hold on, I want to be sure on that. Let's look it up. My final rating would be a 9 out of 10. This was another really good episode. I'm looking it up as we speak. IMDb, JJK, Season 3, Episode 2. Let's see. As it stands, it has a rating of 8.9. So, okay. So I'm pretty much in agreement with most of you then, right? Or most of the people that have rated this episode. Another very strong, this is just off to such a strong start, man. I'm really digging it. Is this already I know this is early reaction, but is it already kind of in anime of the year contention of 2026? I mean, if they keep putting out these 9 out of 10, 9.5 out of 10 type of episodes, I mean, it absolutely probably could be. Granted, I do think we're in for a really good year when it comes to anime. Like, I think we have Bleach coming back. I want to say Dragon Ball Super is also returning. Like, we've got some good stuff coming. But that's all I have for this review of Jujutsu Kaisen Season 3, Episode 2. What did you guys think of the episode? Let me know down below. And thanks for watching, guys. Take care.